everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Rachel, and one of my passions in life is finding new ways all the time to become the next best version of myself. I think that it is so beneficial to go through life thinking like that. Like, think about who you want to be and then get into the mindset of that person and think, like, what would that person do in this situation? And that's how you become better and better versions of yourself, and that's how you become the person you need to be to reach the goals that you want to reach. Something that I have been working on a lot recently is rewiring my brain. So we are all programmed throughout our whole lives, and you're programmed by the people that you're around, the people that raised you, the things that you encountered growing up, the things that you watch, the things that you listen to, the things that you read. All of these things start telling your subconscious a story that it believes to be true. And sometimes it gives you unfortunate programming. For instance, if you grew up in a situation where you were like, kids, like when you're younger, you want to be like a famous basketball player or an actress, things like that. And it seems like almost all the time there's an adult somewhere that says, it's not so easy to be that, so maybe you should come up with a backup plan, because that's not something you can that you can necessarily have. Or when you're shopping with your parents and you ask for something and they say, we can't afford that. That's a program that's being programmed into you that is with you for your entire life unless you reprogram yourself. So I have taken it upon myself recently to try to reprogram my brain. Now, it has been said that one of the only ways to actually reprogram your brain is through repetitive sayings, repetitive thoughts. Think like along the lines of affirmations. That is the way to actually get into your subconscious and reprogram it. And you have to do it repetitively, because if you tell your subconscious something like I can handle anything that comes my way today, sometimes immediately your brain, your ego, whatever is like, no, you can't. According to what happened yesterday, you can handle anything. And you have to break those patterns of thought by saying them over and over and over. And usually it sounds and feels a little bit ridiculous when you first start certain mantras, but as time goes through, you actually start believing it through your core. And that's the whole point. You have to believe it way deep down, so you have to reprogram yourself. So, thinking along those lines of affirmations, and I completely believe in affirmations. I enjoy affirmations. A few months ago, I started listening to them every morning. You can find affirmations everywhere online. And what I did, I actually took a bunch of affirmations that I liked and I recorded them in my voice, because there's actually scientific proof that whenever you're listening to affirmations in your own voice, they are even more powerful. So then I started thinking, what else can you do to make these things stick more? Like, what else can you do to make the affirmations or the reprogrammings, the sayings that you're trying to make your subconscious believe, how else can you really get them like deeper in there? So I have come up with a little morning routine for myself where I set my body up for success for the rest of the day, and I feel like helps me reprogram my core beliefs in a really positive way. So I am going to start a series where I show you different routines in the morning that you can do, but they are all going to be based on the same basic principle. The first thing we're going to do is super, super simple. We are just getting blood flow to the brain. Whenever you have blood flow to any area of your body, it is going to perform in a better way, in a more succinct way, in a more efficient way, if you will. So the first thing I do in the mornings is I don't touch my phone. I don't get on my phone. I don't allow anyone else's thoughts into my head first. It's also been shown that whenever you are in kind of like an altered state of consciousness, affirmations, repetitive thoughts, programmings that you're trying to do to yourself are absorbed better. The first thing when you wake up, you're very susceptible. When you're in that kind of state between like waking and dreaming, that is when you can implant the most efficient seeds to reprogram your mind. You also get into that sweet spot like right before you fall asleep. So that is why it's great to listen to things as you're falling asleep also. So very first thing I do in the mornings is I don't take in anyone else's thoughts or energy. I make my coffee. I add ceremonial cacao to my coffee almost every morning. It's just another form of plant medicine. It's full of antioxidants. It makes my coffee taste like hot chocolate, but it also gives you this like almost this little bit of like euphoric feeling. I feel like it just helps me tap in to the magical side of the world more. So I love starting my mornings with cacao. So I'll take that outside. I personally like getting a little read on the energy of the day first. So I usually pull a few tarot cards or oracle cards. That's just what I like to do personally to kind of connect with the team that I have around me that I talk to every day. But the first like official step for this thing is getting your blood flow going. When you get your blood flow going to any part of your body, that part of your body works more effectively and efficiently. So getting your blood flow to your brain going before you start feeding your brain all of this nutritional positive energy, you want to get the blood flowing so that it's going to absorb everything, right? So super simple, just a couple of steps. Brush along the neck a few times. On both sides, rub down here. And then little strokes upwards here. And I'll do that for a few minutes just to get the blood flowing. And I already start feeling just like more awake, more aware, and more positive, really. So the next step is another pretty quick one, and it is breath work. So like I said, when you can get yourself into a slightly altered state of awareness, you can reach your subconscious much easier. So I have found that when I do a couple minutes of breath work, I feel like that opens me up a little bit more and just makes me feel more connected, more in touch with my body, and more susceptible to anything that I'm about to program myself with. And the breath work only takes a couple of minutes. Then I go directly into tapping. Now, tapping is also known as EFT, or emotional freedom technology. The basis behind this is you go through certain points on your body that are meridian points taken from ancient Chinese medicine. You tap on these places to help release trauma. So traditionally, a lot of times people will bring up something they don't like and talk themselves through it with the tapping. For instance, I get really stressed out on the day today. I'm not going to let that happen to me today. You are safe. So you start out with something that's almost negative in a way, and you talk yourself through it as you're tapping these meridian points on your body in a certain sequence with a certain number of taps on each place. There have been a lot of studies done on this. It's an actual thing. It really reduces the amount of cortisol in your body, which is the stress hormone. And basically, you're just trying to calm your system down enough so that your body is functioning the way that it should. Like the way that it should if you hadn't gone through trauma in your life. So it's a way of releasing trauma. So I've always kind of loved the idea behind all of that. However, I'm a little bit weird about the talking negatively first and then talking your way through it. Because one of my big things is never say anything out loud that you don't want to be true. So I don't want to like drill those things in myself. I came across a method where people use affirmations with tapping, and that really resonated with me. And I started doing it every morning and I started feeling fantastic. So I started writing my own, because while I like a lot of the ones I find online, I just feel like it's so powerful when you come up with the exact things that you want to program yourself with, and you're literally programming your mind. So you want to be careful about what you're allowing into your new programming. So that is what this series is going to be about. It is going to just go through my morning routines with different goals in mind, using breathing techniques, the tapping, affirmations. And then when I'm done with all of this, I usually put on just affirmations to listen to. So I've done all of this physical stuff with my body, and then I just sit and rest. And I'm usually still outside, and then I just let myself listen to different affirmations. So I will link some things down for you below, different tappings that I enjoy, different affirmations that I enjoy, but I'm also coming out with a whole series of these videos that you can follow along with. And I just wanted to make kind of like an explanation video, because I want those to be really easy to just click on and do without having to listen to a whole intro. So this video is kind of like my intro to this new series that I'm doing. I'm really excited about it. I'm feeling really positive changes in my life. I'm seeing really positive changes in my life, and I am just so excited to share this with you. And also, it's worth saying that I am not an expert in any of these things, but I heard something recently that made me so happy, because it made so much sense to me. We are no longer living in the information age. Like, we don't need to go to each other for information. You don't have to teach anybody anything, because you can find anything that you want to find on your own. You can get on your phone or your computer and look up pretty much anything that you want to know about. Now it's more like we're in the sharing age. So it's like, I'm not teaching you this information, I'm sharing my personal experience with this information with you. So that's how I see things right now. Like, that's the age that we're going into, where we're just all sharing with each other the things that are helping us. And in that way, we can all kind of like piece together our own journey and find things that we need help with through someone else's experience. And I think that that's just so beautiful. So I really hope that you guys enjoy these videos. I really hope that you look into some of these techniques, because I think they're so positive and so powerful, and I'm so excited about them. I hope you all have such a great day. Please check some of this stuff out. I will see you all soon.